Hello?
Oh, we're doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh.
Was there a problem?
I didn't know. You didn't warn me.
I said I was clicking the button. You saw me clicking the button. Did you not?
You click buttons all the time when we're here. You're just like click, click, click.
Can you believe? When was the last time we A, recorded a podcast alone, and B, pre-recorded a podcast? Like, this is going to be...
literally a couple hours ago.
Well, that wasn't a real one, like a timely one. Like, people are going to look for news of the day, and we're going to be like, well, we have news of last Wednesday. Because that's when we recorded this.
Yeah. Guys, we don't know what this is.
We do know what it is. It's a fucking podcast.
It's a podcast, but instead of recording this live on Sunday, we are recording this on Wednesday because Sunday, Mr. Matthew Palmer will be out of town. And we wanted to give you guys something. We wanted to give you content.
Right.
Because, you guys give us so much and we want to give back.
We always want to give back. I feel like this is our giving back to the community. Just because I feel like recently we had a week off. And it's like we don't want to give too many weeks off. Our whole thing is being consistent.
Yes, and that is what the people want.
Was not always our thing.
It's not always our thing. Guys, a couple years ago, we would have had no problem being 4 weeks off.
Exactly. We'll see you in March of next year.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
We're back here. I would say another week, but you were just here on Sunday.
I was just here on Sunday.
A few days ago. So another midweek.
Yeah, midweek. But people want to know what our lives are so active and busy and exciting and thrilling that they want to know what we do on Monday and Tuesday.
How was the beginning of your week? You gave that whole intro about how we're interesting and cool.
Tuesday was 4th of July.
Yes, it was.
And I worked.
Okay.
That sucked.
Really?
It sucked.
Is 4th of July not a good...
The thing is, 4th of July, we close an hour early.
Oh, that's good.
But... The thing is, I work in Santa Monica, and so we're dead for... I started at 4. Okay. This is the trajectory of every 4th of July every year. I start at 4, dead. 5 o'clock. Dead.
Okay.
6 o'clock. We're just like, oh my God, this is going to be the easiest shift ever. We are dead. 7 o'clock. Everyone is on their way to Santa Monica or to Marina Del Rey to the beach to look at the fireworks.
Of course.
And so everyone comes in at that last final hour. And you know what? It's fine. It would be fine to handle if you weren't already so excited about like, oh, we get to leave early.
Right.
But when it's like you're suddenly inundated with like a huge amount of work and you only have an hour to do it.
Right.
You're just like, God, this sucks. This absolutely sucks.
Do you actually, after that hour, like at the end of the day, did you work? Did you get out early, really? Like if people came in right at the end of the, right as you were closing, you'd have to still serve them, yes?
The kitchen closes closed at 8.
Okay.
So, which was an hour earlier than we usually close. So like as long as the orders were in by 8, then they were served and everything. And it was just like a mess. So like it took a while to clean up. So we still did get out I probably got out maybe like 40 minutes earlier than I usually do.
Okay, that's still good.
It's good, but it's not good enough.
We'll take a win, won't we?
Yeah. What did you do on your wonderful day off?
Well, it was a good day. I had a restful morning since I'm going out of town tomorrow. I did my laundry in the morning. Didn't want to go get too crazy in the morning. But then in the afternoon, we went over to Jackson's parents' house and, got in the pool and played with his sister's dog and then had a nice dinner that his parents made for us. And, we tried to find the fireworks. We more could hear them than see them. We saw a few on the way back home, like driving on the freeway back to my place from his parents' place. But yeah, it was kind of nice. It was low key. And it was like, I knew that Thursday and Friday and then the following next Monday and Tuesday, I was not going to be at work. So I did very little work on Monday and Wednesday as well. Because I was like, well, let's not. I don't want to push
Wednesday
myself.
meeting today.
Yeah, today.
Well, Wednesday we did something fun.
Yes, we did. What did we do?
We did. I came over and we were guests on. Can we say the podcast?
Yeah, sure.
Can we tell the people?
We
were guests on the Kelly Clarkson podcast, the Miss Into podcast. We got to meet Jeremy and Pam.
They were lovely.
Got to talk about Kelly Clarkson for like an hour and a half.
Absolutely.
It was really fun. And that podcast should be showing up on both of our channels at some point.
I believe it should be mid-July, like in a couple of weeks. You should be able to see something in your regular Two Gay Mats podcast or YouTube feed. Or if you're, subscribers of Miss Into podcast on YouTube or other podcasts.
Which you should be because they're gems.
They are gems. And you'll see our conversation. We discussed discuss how we feel about chemistry a couple weeks out, how we feel about the album versus when we heard it at the Belasco a couple of months ago. And it was good because I had been biting my tongue a little bit about my chemistry feelings. 'Cause spoiler, I have a lot. And so it was good to talk to people who know even more than we do about Kelly, about how we feel about each of these songs.
They know everything. They probably know what Kelly's doing right now.
I bet they do.
Yeah,
it's
working.
like-
That's what she's doing.
It's like, do I know what Mariah's doing at all hours of the day? I don't think I do.
No,
I don't.
Yeah, you need to be better.
I guess I
You
gotta
need
step
to be a
it
better
up.
lamb. And then because I came all the way up here to record the podcast, so I was like, I'm not going to go all the way back down just to come back up to record whatever this podcast is.
Yes.
I'm going to go to the mall and go shopping. I bought 3 T-shirts. Aeropostale was having a sale.
Oh.
Buy 1 T-shirt, get 2 for free.
Oh, we like
that's
that.
That's a damn deal.
That's a good deal.
That's a deal.
How are the shirts?
The shirts are fine. I got 2 plain white ones and 1 with some ice cream cones on them.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I need some plain white T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know? So those will pop up, I'm sure, in a 2K Mats video, and you can be
Everyone-
like, hey, he got that for free.
Everyone stay tuned to see Matt Steele's free clothing coming up very soon.
Oh, God, everyone is so excited.
I know, edge of their seats.
Listen, it's more exciting than half of the news we'll probably be talking about
Hey,
today.
honestly, there have been full weeks with a little bit less news. It's more about we have to talk about things where I was like really trying not to mention Miranda Sings again.
Oh, God, and then this morning something else just popped up, and it's like,
just
oh, girl,
God,
we're done.
girl, please. So I guess should we hop into the news for idiots?
Sure.
Well, we're gonna start with something for me.
Oh, thank
So
God.
you can just sit there quietly for a while. But I think, have you watched any Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with me over our time as friends?
When I mean, like, it would be on TV when I was in the room.
So could you pick Kyle Richards out of
Yes,
a lineup?
of course.
Well,
I'm
there you
not-
go.
yeah.
So after 27 years of marriage, it came out on People magazine that Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky, who I believe has his own show on Netflix now with his daughters about the agency, which is the real estate agency that he is the head of. They have announced their separation, or at least it came out in People that they were getting separated. There have been a lot of rumblings because if you look at their Instagram feeds, it's a lot of like, they'll post pictures of each other but not together, and it's like, oh, happy Father's Day, Mauricio, you're such a great dad, the kids love you.
Oh.
And it's like, okay, well, that's not.
You know what? At least something was posted.
It was. And it was,
Yes.
they seem to be very respectful, and that's great. So the day, but we've all been, paying attention to Kyle's feed because there's been a lot less Mauricio. And I'd say the couple is one of the longest standing couples in Bravo history. They were together for 27 years.
Oh yeah, he was always very much a big presence on that TV when you would be watching it.
Absolutely was. He was the long-standing hottest house husband. I don't
Oh,
know.
he looks great.
He's gorgeous. He's a good-looking man. And according to a source close to People magazine, Kyle and Mauricio have been separated for a while now, but they are still living under the same roof. They remain amicable as they figure out what's next for them and their family. And so there is a little bit of... They also put out a statement themselves admitting that they had a rough year, but they're saying any reports of a divorce are false. But it's like, that's not what People magazine said. They said separation.
Sure.
And I think they're mincing words. I think they are separated, but no one has gone through with the divorce. They're still considering their options. And another reason why this could be salacious, and it seems like the reason that they put out the second statement was because Kyle Richards has been palling around town with a country artist named Morgan Wade, who I believe we have a couple of Discord members who are big Morgan Wade stans.
Okay.
And Morgan and Kyle have been together in ways that have raised a few eyebrows, and people are like, oh, are you with this person? Are you two together? And Morgan is an incredible musician and artist, and supposedly they have matching heart tattoos. Morgan apparently has a K tattooed on her arm. This is all, just things people have noticed.
Wait, Morgan is a woman.
Morgan is a woman.
Oh, you didn't say this.
Well, I mean, does it matter? Shouldn't people be free to be express how they
it-
want to?
it makes
I
it-
guess pride is over, and so Matt
listen.
Steele, the homophobe, comes out to play.
Listen, it makes it more exciting to talk about on 2K Mats. That's what it
it
does.
does, and
Because let me tell you, my ears perked up.
as soon as you figured
When
out
you
that
were
she
like,
was a
oh,
woman,
some country artist named Morgan Wade, I was just like, oh, snooze. But then when you said she, I was like, let's go.
and I feel like that the fact that there's discussion of possibly Morgan and Kyle dating is the reason that Kyle and Mauricio put out a statement following the People magazine article. It says there has been no wrongdoing on anyone's part. Although we are in the public eye, we asked to be able to work through our issues privately. While it may be entertaining to speculate, please do not create false stories to fit a further salacious narrative. So that to me reads like, at least we didn't cheat. Nobody cheated.
Great.
But if they've been separated for a while, then this wouldn't be cheating.
No,
right?
No, if everyone was agreed and knew
Yes.
and on board and separation had occurred,
Yes.
then okay, go for it. Tattoo all the K's and M's or whatever on each other that you want.
It feels like between the Scandival and, you know, there's been just a lot of Bravo drama this year that's so intense. I hope we get to the bottom of this. I assume they're going to discuss it a lot on Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is supposed to come out in like, I don't know, a few months. But I also wonder if after the announcement and people, if they pulled a Scandival and picked those cameras back up. Because wouldn't you want to see Kyle the day that this is released, the day that this People magazine article comes out? I don't know. I would like to see how everyone's taking the news.
Sure.
You know?
I want to know like what I mean. Of course, we can't speculate what's happening with Kyle and Morgan and everything. But like, I guess nothing can happen if they're kind of hesitant to say like a divorce is going to happen.
I mean, I feel like there are people who are separated and date. Like I just was reading an article about some white man and his black wife separating and not planning on divorcing, and being like, but we are going to date other people.
Because they're like, oh, that's a headache.
I know. It's like, and I think
like,
there's just so much money when you're that wealthy. It's like, do you want to be splitting up your assets and things?
Sure.
Do you want to be taking people to court and like alimony and all of that?
I just watched to celebrate my 4th of July after I got home from work. I watched the movie Interiors, which is a 1978 film starring Geraldine Page.
That seems like a
Diane Keaton.
A very unique way to celebrate the 4th of July.
It's the only way to celebrate 4th of July. It's Woody Allen's first drama. And so it's essentially about a husband who announces to his family, just like out of the blue, just like, I've decided I don't want to live in this house anymore and I would like to separate from the home, from my wife. And Geraldine Page plays like an absolute like mess of a woman who's who's just has a breakdown every 5 seconds and everything. And she's brilliant, by the way, like utterly brilliant.
Did she win an Academy Award?
She was nominated. She won a few years later for The Trip to Bountiful in 1985. She's one of the most fascinating actresses ever, in my opinion. Like, she's amazing. But anyway, so for a while in the movie, like, you know, he still comes and visits his wife, sends her flowers on her birthdays, tells her he loves her and everything.
That sounds like you after a breakup.
Pretty much. I'm very much like, no, but I don't say like, oh, we're still husband and wife. No, I'm just like, still just like,
keep in touch.
We're friends.
Yes.
I want to make sure you're doing okay and blah, blah, blah. And so there's at one point he eventually gets a girlfriend played by the brilliant Maureen Stapleton, who was also nominated for an Oscar for this movie. He tells his wife, I think it's time we settled our divorce. And Geraldine Page is in a church and she's just like, I didn't know that a divorce was going to happen. And she's like, I don't understand why we can't just go on doing things the way we do them. And then she smashes these candles and it's great. And it just reminds me of that. just how there's an article and they're just like, no one said divorce.
Exactly. And this exact same thing happened to another housewives couple or former housewives couple, Monique Samuels, who, you know, I love from Potomac, and her husband, I believe 11 years, Chris Samuels. It was announced in People magazine like back in October that they were separating, and they both like got on Instagram Live being like, look, we're sitting right next to each other. We are not getting divorced. We are just trying to see things out if we live in different spaces, but like we're really fighting for our marriage. And a couple of months later, I was like, well, now we're going to.
Couple months. They're saying all this, and it only took a couple months for them to be like, hey, we're getting a divorce.
We've seen this story on Housewives before, and like, I don't want them to be getting divorced. I want, you know, but it's good that most of their children are adults. I feel like the youngest, Portia, was a kid when the show started, and that was 15 years ago. So that little girl is about to go off to college, probably.
Okay.
And so, you know,
the kids will be fine.
Yes.
They both have a lot of money. If the kids need some therapy, they can get some therapy.
Absolutely, they can.
And you know what? I'm sure the kids know that the parents love them. Kyle told the kids, your dad loves you. He's a great dad.
Great dad.
So they're doing things correctly, I feel.
I feel like that too.
Sure.
So I'll keep my ear to the floor, guys. No, all the Bravoholics out there, even though a lot of you aren't in the Discord, unfortunately. But I will be discussing this, or at least keeping you updated as things progress. So everyone, stay tuned.
I'm sure things are messy, but behind the scenes, and it's good that they're not in front of the scenes.
Absolutely. And
until the cameras come up.
After the announcement was made, I believe on the 3rd, on January 4th, July 4th, they did post their first pictures together in a long time. And there was like an Instagram story of like them at a parade together. And I was like, they're clearly amicable.
They're trying.
Whatever's happening. That's all you can do.
To quote Taylor, this is me trying.
And to quote Nelly Furtado, all you got to do, or all I can do is try. What a great song. That was pre-loose, Nelly Furtado. It's a great song.
Okay.
Okay. I just need us all to know about Try. This weekend, we didn't talk about Indiana Jones, did we?
Oh, no, we didn't.
The Dial
didn't
of,
come up.
It collected an underwhelming $60 million, which, by the way, like, it's so weird that $60 million is underwhelming.
Because the movie cost like 280 something million.
I see it's 295. Like, was it paying the actors? Are there special effects? Like, why are movies this expensive that you need to make that much money before even taking marketing into consideration to make the money back and break even?
It's crazy how anything this massive gets greenlit nowadays when it's a franchise, because now it's like, yes, people are seeing franchises and everything, but right now we are being inundated with so many franchises and all this stuff that like there's too much, and now people are burnt out from it.
Yes.
We all said this would happen, but they're burnt out. It's like, I didn't even know a new Indiana Jones movie was coming the hell out.
I knew it was coming out. I didn't know it was coming out when it did.
Yeah.
But I also am like, didn't they just do a 4 with Shia LaBeouf like not that long ago? And I assume that one didn't do well. It certainly didn't do well critically. Maybe it did well commercially?
I don't know. And I know did the new Transformers come out yet?
No idea.
I have no thing is,
idea.
like, because the thing is, I saw the trailer for the new Transformers movie and everything. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, another one's coming out. But like, I have no concept of when that is coming out. And like, I've never seen a Transformers movie, but like, people get excited over them and everything. But
Right.
like, I feel like people aren't buzzing about this. And it's like, I'm sure a lot of money was spent on this. Why aren't people buzzing about it?
Right.
What are people buzzing about? Oppenheimer versus Barbie.
They are. I feel like it's a lot of. I feel like if it's not a Fast X or something, it's most of the other franchise things are not. And I guess the Spider-Verse did very well as well.
It did, yes.
But I feel like it's not like the safest bet in the world. Like for such a long time, I feel like people thought, oh, if I make 8 of these, if the first one did well, all 8 are going to do great. And I don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got how the tides are turning.
I know. It's happening.
New era. God, Threads popped up today, and now this.
I know. So, well, and we're on Threads, apparently.
I
so.
just joined Threads about half an hour ago, and I already have a whopping, let me check.
see it.
Site just crashed.
Uh-oh.
I already have a whopping 31 followers.
Yes, everyone follow Matt Steele, Matt Palmer Music, and 2K Mats on Threads, because we did turn it on.
We did.
We did. Did you see this? That Keke Palmer's boyfriend is facing backlash because he's outfit shaming her. She went to the Usher residency in Vegas and was just wearing like a going out looking outfit to me. I don't know. And he tweeted out, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is." Because he said something like, "It's the outfit though, you a mom." When just like, and it's also, the thing is with this, it's like, well, why did you not talk about it privately?
I mean, take a tip from a Real Housewife,
Hello?
sir, and
Please.
her husband.
Yes.
Keep that private. If you had a problem with what she was wearing, and everything, you don't tweet that out. Like, you keep that private. If like the reason why you're upset is because like, hey, you're the mother of my children and everything, like that's a whole discussion that y'all can have privately.
Which I do think is stupid, but it's also not my marriage.
It's not our marriage.
Like, I'm not in your relationship,
Yes.
so my opinion of like what I think you're saying is stupid. Hopefully Keke agrees. Clearly she did, because she looked great in that outfit and was happy to be sung to. But I shouldn't know that this is happening. And the fact that he tweeted this out and then like doubled down on it, it's like, ugh, don't we only want good things for Keke Palmer? And like, why we're seeing so much of this relationship already? Like, this child's still very much a baby, yes?
Yeah.
Hey, hopefully they work it out, but don't.
Very much a baby. Didn't she like just
She
have
like just
it?
had it.
Yeah, it's very much a baby.
I just need them to not. I need him to not tweet this out publicly.
Yeah,
in the future.
this is not a public discussion.
Just get a journal. Just write something down and talk to Keke when she's back home.
Or you know what? Like, post it right now on Threads because no one's on it, and then delete it real quick because
No,
only
someone
31,
will-
maybe 31 people will see it.
Someone will screenshot it. I
True,
know it.
fair.
I know it. Apparently, The Idol was The Weeknd's Selena Gomez fanfic. There are now theories out there because Jocelyn and Selena both started their careers on a children's show. They were wronged by their mothers. They canceled tours to deal with mental health issues. Someone wrote both Joss and Selena's comeback singles included moaning, which I'm like, okay. But I didn't watch a frame of this, but it was a 5-episoder, which there were first rumors that it was supposed to be 6, but then I read something else that it was always supposed to be 5. So like 5 episodes is enough for the show. But it's also like, can we not leave Selena Gomez alone? Like if you, I understand like dating someone like Selena Gomez, which by the way, I always forget that they dated at any point.
I had no idea that they dated. This is news to me.
They were together at a point. But I realized that she's an inspiring person and a person that like has lived a cool life. But like, if you're going to be fictionalizing someone's life, why not fictionalize your own? Right?
Sure. But I mean, I guess she is part of his life. But no.
It's a lot. It's just like, it seems unnecessary. And hopefully this is the last we hear about The Idol because it's not coming back, right?
For 5 episodes, we sure have talked about it a lot.
I feel like it's the end of the discussion about it. But speaking of Barney alum, Selena Gomez, did you see that the Daniel Kaluuya Barney is supposed to be an A24 type film that's surrealistic and for adults?
All right, Daniel, don't fuck it up.
How do you feel?
As long as my man is not disrespected.
Your man being Barney?
Yeah, that's my man. That's my king.
I think that's a weird, I don't know. I don't really think of him.
Barney did a lot for me as a child. He took me to the farm. He took me to outer space.
I assume this is from the comfort of your living room.
From the comfort of my imagination. He taught me how to use my imagination, taught me how to clean up.
That is a song.
Everybody do your share. That is a classic piece of music.
What do you think there is a world in which it's too for adults and too surrealistic for you even to enjoy?
Yeah, I'm going to have to see.
Okay.
I'll see what mood I'm in that day. Like there are some days where I'm kind of like, oh, that sounds kind of ridiculous and fun. And some days where I'm like, you will not disrespect my man that way.
How many like reviews of movies from you have the basis of like how you were feeling that day baked into them?
Ooh, that's really interesting. I don't know. I truly don't know.
Yeah. Well, something to think about.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at not letting my day affect how I watch something.
Okay, that's good.
I think I'm pretty decent at that. Albums are a different story.
Yes,
like albums, if I'm in a bad mood and I listen to an album, I'm still probably gonna be in the band. Yeah, but movies, I'm able to focus more.
Okay.
I will say.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see if Barney makes it for you, does it for you. Well, fingers are crossed.
All right. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry, is Daniel Kaluuya just directing this? Do you know?
I think he's in it. Right?
He's in it? Is he playing Barney?
I don't. It just says Daniel Kaluuya's upcoming Barbie film. Let me see what this means.
Barney film.
Yeah, Barney film.
You said Barbie.
Oh, potato.
If Daniel Kaluuya had a Barbie film too, that'd be great.
I won't be watching the Barney one, so the Barbie one's the other one. It says Barney movie with Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay.
So is he Barney?
I guess. Who else would he be? He's an Oscar winner.
But you're not going to see him behind the mask and in the costume.
What if he plays Selena Gomez
in Barney?
In the Barney movie. He's like, Daniel Kaluuya is Selena Gomez.
Wow.
In Barney.
I don't know why they haven't asked us for our opinions on how to make these movies, because we got the good ones. We got the good stuff here.
I mean, guys, we're artists. We are content creators.
That's all true. Adele has something to say if anybody's considering throwing things on stage at her like y'all did to BB Rexa and Ava Max. She says, throw something at me and I'll fucking kill you. I fucking dare you. Have you noticed how people are like forgetting fucking show etiquette at the moment? People are just throwing shit on stage. Have you seen them? Yeah, I think that's fair. And I would trust Adele. Like, she's not kidding around.
Oh, no, she's absolutely not. But
I wouldn't test that.
I will have to say, the Adele stans, they have class. They have taste. They have. I feel like an Adele fan would never.
They also have spent so much money for that ticket
Absolutely.
that it's not like, oh, I'm just going to see some girl and see if I can, make the show funny to my demented brain. Like, it's like, no, I've spent my savings to come to Vegas and see Adele. Let's hope she doesn't cancel the show again. Like, no.
Yeah. I just love how she was saying this while she was waving around a giant t-shirt shooting gun, like a giant bazooka looking motherfucker in her hands.
Right.
And then she's like, okay, I'll fucking kill you. And then she shot the t-shirt out into the crowd.
Right. And she said afterwards, she's like, I know this seems kind of ridiculous since I'm literally throwing t-shirts at all of you, but it's different. And I was like,
is she like the most genuinely funny pop star we have right now, besides Mariah and Azalea Banks?
As problematic as Azalea is, I would say, I don't know that. I mean, this is someone who was in a giant pop group who I think is legitimately hilarious whenever I see a clip of her. Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, I think could fully be a comedian. I was just watching clips of her on the Terrell show, and she's truly like so quick, so on it, so like doesn't take herself so seriously. I would truly watch a Netflix special of Michelle on stage telling jokes.
I have a great idea for a reality competition show.
Okay, let's
You
see
take
it.
all these pop stars, Adele,
Yes.
Michelle Williams.
I think Adele's going to be a lot of money, but let's go.
Whatever. We'll find someone to fund it.
Okay.
Azalea Banks.
Okay.
And they each do stand up.
Okay.
And comedians can judge.
Right.
And like one person gets kicked off each week.
Hey, if
Azalea will give us reality TV show drama.
if Celebrity Drag Race or whatever RuPaul's Drag Race competition where the celebrities are in drag can be greenlit, there's no reason this shouldn't be.
Sure.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
on.
It'd be like Last Comic Standing except Pop Diva version.
Hello, that's
Yeah.
all we want. Robin's a mom.
I had no idea this
Did
was
you
happening.
see that? And apparently the child was born in 2022.
Well, first of all, we all knew that Robin was a mom because she is our mother.
Of course, but she's actually a mom to someone. She has actually, become a mother to Tycho is the young boy. I assume.
Oh,
his
he's
name?
adorable.
He's very adorable.
Look at that little puff of blonde hair on his head.
Very,
So cute.
very Swiss looking.
He looks like Robin.
He does. It makes sense that they are
That is a baby
one
Robin.
and the same. And I feel like a few weeks ago also it came out that was it Charlie XCX is collaborating with Robin? I don't know if it's on like music for Robin, music for Charlie, or if they're just writing together or what, but like the gays are gonna lose it whenever that
nuts.
releases.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for it. I'm excited about it, and I'm happy that she, has a child in her arms. Clearly something she wanted.
Yeah.
And we're ready for more music when you and Tycho are ready.
The new songs featuring Tycho.
Yes, Tycho. Well, not featuring. It can be
Written by?
dedicated to in the like liner notes.
Okay,
Not
sure.
dedicated to like lyrically. You know how I feel about that.
She's not going to do a tiny hands.
No.
What if she releases an album of dance lullabies?
No, I don't want that.
Set to house music.
I really don't want that at all. And good news for me personally, Sex Education Season 4's official teaser has been released. It looks amazing. Can't wait to see Chuti Gatwa and the whole team back in action on September 21st. It is, of course, the final season because everything has to fucking go away. And I realize Chuti and all of them are very busy. Like he's in the Barbie movie. He's also going to be the new Doctor Who. So I understand there's only so many hours in the day, but Sex Education, if you're not watching it, is truly a fantastic piece of television. Every season is excellent, and I can't wait to see how they wrap everything up.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I hope your tears are worth it.
I think they will be. And, how do you say her name? Gillian Anderson?
Gillian Anderson?
She's also excellent in it.
I mean, she's excellent in everything. She's Gillian
a
Anderson.
talented lady. I can't wait to see where it goes. Season 4. And some more sad Bravo news for me as, a patron, a longtime patron. I think you were probably there too. We went to Pump.
I've been to Pump a couple times, like 4 times maybe.
Well, you didn't go enough because it's closing.
Well-
It has officially closed its doors after 10 years. Lisa says, end of an era, but start of something new. Well, it's kind of a Taylor lyric, isn't it? End of an era, start of an age or something?
Then start of something new. That's a song from High School Musical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Pump, for the decade of Pumptinis, incredible staff, and amazing memories. Now back to work on Wolf by Vanderpump, Lake Tahoe. What? She has a Lake Tahoe restaurant? See, she put an at, I'm clicking it, I'm falling right into her trap. But like, what is Wolf by Vanderpump?
It sounds maybe that's where they're filming the like fine dining reality show that they're starting.
The newest restaurant in Lake Tahoe with Caesars Entertainment coming this winter.
Sure, I guess you got to make a trip to Lake Tahoe.
I don't foresee that.
Okay.
I've been to a lot of Vanderpump restaurants in the greater Los Angeles area. I don't need to travel specifically for a Vanderpump restaurant. You know?
Okay. I mean, this is why they closed, because you don't want to travel.
Hey, I went to Pump. I supported.
One time, this might be why they're closing. I went to Pump with my friend Alicia and Alex and my roommate Travis. This was a couple years ago, and we were in WeHo and everything, and we looked cute and everything. But Travis wore like a hoodie, zip up hoodie, because it was like kind of cold that night. So we just had on like a zip up hoodie and everything. And they wouldn't let him in
Why?
because, to quote the bouncer, he looks sketchy.
Are you serious? Even if he like took the jacket off, was it still too sketchy?
Looks sketchy. They don't want
What
a
did
zip-up
Travis
hoodie
do?
in pump. He looked sketchy, I guess, and they don't want that. And the funny thing was, we had no idea where he was because we just walked in ahead of him, and literally for 2 minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes, we were walking around pumping, like, where did Travis go? And then we all checked our phones, and we were like, and it just said, hi, they didn't let me in.
Oh, poor Travis. Justice for Travis. He should have been able to get into Pump.
Well, now no one's getting into
That
pump.
is true. Now the doors have closed. As of Wednesday, July 5th, I think that's all the news for idiots I have. Oh, wait, also, I almost didn't want to talk about it, but it's come up and we should discuss it. Miranda Singh sucks. A video has come out today that apparently was unlisted on her YouTube channel, but linked in her second book, which was a dance video of her doing some sort of single ladies-esque wannabe choreography in blackface. Do we know the year that this happened?
It was a year that was well long after everyone knew that you should not do blackface.
be fucking doing that.
Like, it's been established for decades now that blackface is objectively offensive, especially with the historical context in this country. And I can't believe she was allowed to do that.
It's just like, I mean, we're just never going to see this girl again. And I think it's for the best because it's just wild that she was getting away with this for so long. Like, some random fan took that video. People bought that book and went to the link. They knew that this existed out there. And I understand now is the time for like their, canceling of her. And so that's why all this is coming out. But it seems like someone should have said something earlier.
I can't believe that this video has been out there for however many years and it's just coming out now. Like, that's very shocking and surprising to me.
Very shocking. It's unclear what year this went down, but based on Miranda Singh's YouTube page, it seems to be sometime in 2017 or 2018.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's very late.
That's very late.
While it's an unlisted post, it's still up. Some of the comments claim the blackface video was offered as an exclusive sneak peek for folks who bought Colleen's book, My Diary. And it's spelled like at the beginning of diarrhea. Okay. All right. Well, I like, there's no one I'd like to talk about less. Like, I realize that this is a big news story and it's going to maybe keep going on. But I promise you, if we had more news, if it was in the middle of the week, I wouldn't talk about it. Because, like, everything we've learned is just confirming this girl fucking sucks. And, like, we're not going to hear more from her. And, like, she's going through it, but she's responding poorly. Like, just enough. And, like, if the Trisha Paytas stuff is true, like, then she's actually done something that's criminal. So I don't know what's going on there, but I would like to be excluded from the narrative.
I don't know. Guys, if you want to spoof single ladies, just spoof single ladies.
Also,
because if you want to spoof something, just spoof it. Don't do that.
And it's so, we've said this so many times. It was like when Julianne Hough dressed up as Uzo Aduba in Orange is the New Black for Halloween. And it's like, bitch, why would you do this? Like, so every year, every Halloween.
With the bronzer.
Yeah,
the bronzer.
The bronzer. I feel like it hasn't happened in the past 4 or 5 Halloweens, but there was a stretch there where it was like, I feel like we're saying the same thing to you, white people dressing up as black folk. Let's just don't change your skin tone. Just have it be normal. People, if you're not able to show people that you're Beyonce, especially in fucking single ladies, wear the outfit, wear some heels. We got it. It's just insane. And I'm shocked, that 2018 is so late for the blackface of it all, but also the video had been out for 10 years. Like, single ladies this wasn't timely. Like, why would you not do a lemonade thing? So you're not only racist, you're also late? I don't know. It's just an embarrassing.
You're also not relevant.
It's also not relevant. So that's 0 for 2.
Wow.
Anything else you'd like to tell the people? Any more news for idiots?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we did a relatively decent job for having only like 2 days worth of stuff.
You were just here and we really scrounged something together.
We really did. God, I'm going to be exhausted by the end of the day. It took everything out of me right now.
Hey,
we still got more to go though.
We do.
Stay tuned, guys.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Guys, update. I now have, I just checked, 36 followers on Threads. I am Threads famous.
Oh, I want to see how many followers I have.
Ooh, let's have a competition. It is a competition, guys.
I don't know that it is. But,
this is absolutely competition.
Okay, what part of the episode? Oh, actually, talk about people giving us Spotify reviews.
Oh, God, yeah. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, please give us 5 stars and leave a review.
Yes.
Say some nice things.
Yes.
It could be short and sweet, or it could be long and in-depth and exciting. exciting. Whatever your heart desires, just we appreciate any sort of review that you guys give, if it is 5 stars.
Exactly. I'm so glad you remembered the most important part.
Absolutely. And also, we have a Patreon.
Yes.
It is a new Patreon. So if you are part of the old Patreon, you are about as untimely as Colleen Ballinger doing Single Ladies.
I have 41 followers on Threads.
Oh, shit. It just got real.
half-
Guys, and follow me on Threads. Anyway, at It's Matt Steele.
Yes.
And anyway, back to the Patreon, which is really what's important.
Right.
Yeah, so if you were a member of the old one, come join the new one, just patreon.com/2gaymats. You get a whole bunch of exclusive material.
Yes.
That's very exciting. And all of our request videos will now be patron only. So in
Right.
order to see the videos that were requested by our other patrons, you got to become a patron. And is that all we got to plug?
I think that's it. That sounds about right.
That was pretty solid.
It was good, and it's only been a couple of days, so I believe we don't have an official Email My Hearts this week.
No, but if you would like to be a part of Email My Heart, you can email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO.
And yes, while we didn't have an official Email My Heart, we did get a message from our good friend Chris Kelly. This is not the Chris Kelly showrunner of Other Two who got canceled last week. This is the lovely Brandy Carlisle stan Chris Kelly, who I believe is a patron, has been a patron for a long time, and we love him very much. He asked us, do you want Muna, Boy Genius, Haim, and Brandy Carlisle to revive Lilith Fair? And to that I say, abso-fucking-lutely. If we have the, femme presenting artists of, emotional depth. I feel like that was the whole thing with Lilith Fair. It was definitely shown as like, this is like a women's festival, big in the 90s. It's very like Fiona Apple, Alanis, like that kind of sound. And I feel like, much like Divas Live, it is due for a reboot. Like the fact that we're rebooting everything. There's a 12th Indiana Jones no one saw, and we can't throw up 5 divas to be like a dedication to Mariah Carey on VH1 or wherever they'd want to air it these days. It's pretty gross.
And I feel like this is something that the girls want these days. Like
Hello?
they love a moody chick now. Olivia Rodrigo can headline that shit.
Yes.
Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish will just be up there being like, boom, boom, boom,
Are they
boom, boom.
headlining Lilith Fair or Divas Live? Or both?
But why not both?
Why not
both?
But yes, absolutely. With the Lilith Fair at all, Olivia this would be a great time. Maybe Olivia's next. She could do like a Loverfest-esque kind of tour where instead of she could go on tour as well, but maybe she could have a festival that was like the Lilith Fair again and invite all of her friends out. That'd be great.
Sure.
I would love that for her.
Guys, music is for everyone.
It really is. It's for all of us. So Matt Steele,
Yeah?
what has been giving you moments this week?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that I could have talked about last week, but I
Right.
spared you all.
Oh, so we're not spared anymore. Okay, got it.
Well, I mean, hey, throw me in a microphone 2 days later. I got nothing to talk about. I, as a lot of you know, have been binging Big Brother Canada ever since it came on Paramount Plus, because I got to know the history of it all.
Sure.
And so I just finished Big Brother Canada 7, and for a season where, spoiler alert, literally it's dominated by men.
Ugh.
There's a 4-person. The worst thing you could tell a Big Brother fan is that, hey, this season it's going to be dominated by a 4-guy alliance.
wants
It's
to
like,
say that?
boo, snooze. I'm furious already. But this season was run by an alliance called the Pretty Boys.
Okay.
And they were so entertaining.
Any gays?
There was, but he wasn't a part of the Pretty Boys Alliance.
Oh, no.
I know he fell victim to the Pretty Boys
That's
Alliance.
upsetting.
He was eliminated. He was Eddie. He was very cute and very sweet.
Hi,
But well,
Eddie.
he had to go. So I was just like blown away by how much I enjoyed the season, because like as dull as the season should have been on paper, like there were no power switches whatsoever, which is always very frustrating
Right.
when you're watching Big Brother and everything. The way they edited the season, like the edited show, was so thrilling, especially near the end. Like when it got to like the final 6, that's usually when the excitement in the show season dies down and you're like, let's wrap this the fuck up. Like I am so bored. That's when the gameplay really got fantastic. So I just really was surprised by how much I enjoyed this season. The Pretty Boys Alliance consisted of Dane, who was like a short guy who played hockey. He was real scrappy, real muscular, and he had a bunch of teeth missing.
Oh my.
And so because hockey. And so his shtick was he would always like pop out his fake teeth and everything. And it was real goofy, and it always brought a smile to my face, though. I have to say he was very charming. And then there was Anthony, who was like the opposite, like 6'5", gorgeous guy. And very, very like quiet at first. But when I tell you a master manipulator,
Really?
like I've never seen. And so, spoiler alert: Dane and Anthony were in the final two. Dane ended up winning because his social game was just fantastic, and his competition wins were really, really amazing. And there was Adam, who was very much like a pretty boy who just won a lot of competitions, who was always known as the physical threat. Then you had Mark, who was very much the mess of it all. Like he was the one that would, if anyone would turn on the alliance, it would be him. He made crazy decisions and everything. So it was a really like interesting dynamic between the four of them, and they would scream at each other like girls. Like they would cry, they would hold each other's hands, hug each other. Like they would be fighting 1 second, start crying, and be like, "But you know what, man? I fucking love you." and they, like one would betray the other in some sort of way, and they would scream at each other, and then they'd be like, "But you know what? Fist out."
What does fist out mean?
I'm describing for the people who are listening.
Oh, I see.
They would be like, "You betrayed me," da, 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 and screaming at each other, and literal tears from all of these men. Lord. And they'd be like, "But you know what?" And they'd put their fists out and be like, "Good game." It was so lame. It was riveting. So I don't know. Perhaps apparently the fans of Big Brother Canada hated this season because I can imagine disliking this season if you're watching it live, like and. The same people are winning the entire thing.
That would be boring.
But the edited version, since I was not following along all summer, the edited version I did find very entertaining. Big Brother Canada, like even the worst season of Big Brother Canada, I have to say, was still great. Like Big Brother Canada delivers.
What do you think they do right that Big Brother America does not do right these days?
I truly don't know at this point. Like I think it's all about the casting. Okay. Like they cast more dynamic people. I was at last season, Big Brother 24. The casting was fantastic. Like the cast was really, really exciting and entertaining. But still, like the cast is just more dynamic on Big Brother Canada. They present them with more challenges to do. So it's. Which causes more opportunities to like work together, or you work against each other. It's more opportunities for some conflict and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the dynamics of the personalities like always really kind of work, and they put them in more positions where they have to reveal those personalities.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Matt Palmer.
Yes.
What's been giving you moments?
Well, for me, and the thing is, I hate to talk about this because I'm not done with the season, but we all know I love a dating show, especially one with some gays. And Max's Swiping America is a joy to watch.
Oh, especially ones with my friends in them.
This is the thing. I love that it never came up that Matt Steele's friend Fernando, who lives in Austin, is on this show. So me and Jax are just on the couch watching it, getting, having a fun weekend moment. And we're on episode 3. They go to Austin, and the gay man, Chris, is swiping through his options, and Fernando pops up. And I was like, bitch, why did you not say anything? I call Matt Steele, or I text him, and I call him. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know anyone was watching that show. I didn't know that was a real thing."
First of all, Matt Palmer does not call.
I don't.
He does not. So I thought someone died. Like I was in the bathroom, and I was just
you
like,
answered,
and I was like, "Oh God, I have to answer. Someone literally died."
Nope.
I answer, why didn't you tell me that Fernando was on Swiping America? And I was like, bitch, what is Swiping America?
It's a show.
And he was saying it's the dating show where like they have like a group of people and they travel around the country to date people from all different states, and they essentially
they're all 4 from New York, and so they're like trying to get out of their city to see if the person they're supposed to be with is somewhere across America.
Yeah, and they have to like pick which city they liked best or something, right? Or which person in which city.
They have to pick. Yeah, they go on a couple of mini dates in each city, and then they have like a date. They pick of all those people the person they want to go on the date with, like for the major date in the city. But as they move through other cities and make stronger connections, they can call people and be like, "Hey, person from Austin, I really liked you. Will you come to Santa Fe and like have another date with me?"
Okay. This is all coming back to me because when Fernando filmed it like a few months ago or whatever, he was just like, I'm filming this dating show or whatever. Like I think I don't know how he got on. I forget. But he was like, yeah, and this is the premise. And one of us gets chosen to go on a date like in some other part of the country. So like maybe I'll be in LA to see you or something at some point. And so I was like, okay, great. And I figured like, this was, it's going to be on the internet. Yeah. like I didn't know it was going to be like on Max or whatever. And so when Matt Palmer called me, he's like, why didn't you tell me Fernando was on this dating show? I was just like, I didn't know that. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me.
Well, the show is a joy. I really love our, leads. They're all nice. I feel like Chris, who is our gay man lead, is nice and very handsome, but he's just a little reserved. Like I wish sometimes he was dating this guy in Miami named Derek, who was just like so open and so like free in front of the camera that I was like, I wish you were the kind of person they cast as lead. No shade to our guy. He's very handsome and like has a story that's good, fun to follow. But the Miami guy was like coaching him through his scenes. He was like, no, just go with it. Just like just calm down. We're all having fun. It's not a big deal. And he's like, oh, wow, this is great. And it's like, yeah, you got to just loosen up, loosen up a little bit. But he's nice. His heart's in the right place. It's interesting to see his journey. And I will say there's this girl named Reagan who at the very beginning, I was like, okay, she's a lot. She's over the top. I don't know if I like her. She looks a lot like Brandi Glanville from Housewives of Beverly Hills as well. And so I was just imagining she was going to be a lot. And I'm like, by the 6th episode or whatever I'm on, I'm like, I fucking love this girl. She is so funny. She's so quick-witted. All of the episodes have titles that are like quotes that one of the leads say throughout the episode. And it's like 99% of the time her.
That's
just
so
because
funny.
she's so funny. And she like is used to be Mormon and has a kid who's in a situation that's difficult to talk about, and so you see how she deals with it on the dates or doesn't deal with it on the dates. And she's just someone where it's like, I really want you to find someone. All of the people I do. There's of course also a lesbian named Ash who's very cool and very like for the whole time I'm like she's liking these girls on the dates, but she's always like, yeah, I like them, but maybe we're just as better as friends. I'm like, what? It seemed like you guys had such a connection, and then episode 4 comes out that like I actually just started dating someone right before I left for this, and I can't stop thinking about her, and I've been texting her. It's like, girl, like the whole concept of the show.
Fake it. Fake it.
But of course, she gets the girl to come on the show.
Okay.
So she gets Jess to fly out to New Orleans, wherever it was, and they have this big date. And in fairness to Ash, Jess is gorgeous, like truly beautiful.
So essentially, this girl just wasted all of our time watching her plot.
The only thing about I'm not through the end of the season. I'm more concerned. I'm like, it's so clear that all of the girls going on the dates with Ash that she's meeting in these places are super into her. And with Jess, I'm like, does she like you as much as you like her? Because Ash is head over heels, like falling over herself. Like she's like has sent this one girl flowers like right after they met, and Jess is like, yeah, she's cool.
Ooh,
I'm nervous.
Ash,
I'm nervous.
I'm worried.
I want Ash to find happiness and to find love, and I'm just nervous that.
Well, season 2.
I know, but it's like I assume we'll get new people for season 2.
Well, but Ash will come back because her whole plot will be Jess broke my heart.
I could see that.
And then
if you're out there, Jess, just know I'm worried. I hope things are going great with you and Jess, but I don't know. And then there's our last girl, Kisun, I believe is how you say her name, and she met a guy Ryan early on in the process who she really seems to like. But last night after 4th of July, I fell asleep while we were watching the show, and Jackson was like, "Oh, at the end of the episode, like Ryan like didn't show up to their FaceTime date." And like she's now thinking about other options because she has gotten worried about if he's into her. And I'm like, I thought they were like our couple that we could really root for and that we could stand on. And so I'm not done with the season, but I'm clearly very invested. I feel like now that the writer's strike is really going, I have to not have to, but it'll be a time that you can dive back into some reality shows you may have missed, even dive into some scripted shows that I have missed. Like we started Enlightened when my mom was here. I'm excited to see the end of that because I want to see what Mike White was up to pre-White Lotus. So
sure.
Excited just to get into more TV because, if we're going to find a silver lining with the writer's strike, it's that now we can all take a little bit more time to catch up. There's so much content, so much TV out all of the time. And so now it's like, maybe I will watch The Bear because I have nothing but time. Abbott's not coming back, unfortunately, for the time being.
Check out The Bear.
I will check. I hear this. Someone said that season 2 reminds them of This Is Us. And I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, well, if it reminds you of This Is Us, I'm out.
Oh, well.
Because I got cut
yes,
out.
I remember
I'm literally
now.
out.
Yeah.
Of This Is Us.
Well, maybe season 2 of that Max show, you can go on the dates. You could date some cute gay guy.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, I'm just thinking about their jobs for you.
Oh, so instead of being like an actual person who books acting jobs, I have to do reality TV. Wow. I mean, I'll take it.
I mean, you're judging Fernando pretty harshly right now, I must say.
Listen, Fernando books both acting jobs and reality TV.
Wow.
I can't even get a damn callback for Big Brother.
I did see him on Never Have I Ever one season, the season finale.
Yeah, he's on the season finale of season 2. I don't know. He plays
I don't
a
remember which
teacher.
one it was.
I helped him with that audition.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't watch his episode though.
Why have I seen all of Fernando's episodes and you have not?
I support. Listen, when that boy is in trouble, he calls me and I help him through it.
That's true.
And so I watch him. I watch him enough on FaceTime. I don't need to watch him. on my TV.
Oh my gosh. Well, Matt Steele.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to tell the people today?
Thank you so much for listening to this.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed it. It's just, I realize it's not as timely as it usually is, but I feel like there are a lot of podcasts that are like, oh, we've recorded so far in advance XYZ. And maybe if you do like more of an interview podcast, it's easier to do that. Because with us, it's like, if we don't do it at the time, it's going to feel a little dated. So if this feels a little dated, we apologize, but we'll be back soon.
Not as dated as some things out there.
Like what?
Like things we shouldn't bring up again.
Oh God, I forgot about her. I try to block her out of my mind from here on out. It's also true. But again, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week in our normal time. We'll be doing the live on Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. And you'll be doing it from Jersey. No?
Yeah. I'm packing my microphone.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we figured that out on the podcast live. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And we'll be back soon with more 2K Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.